Hello everyone, it's episode 132 of Fibertown. It's December the 1st, 2015, and I'm Emily, Chain of Fools on Ravelry and Fibertown with an R-E on Instagram. Where else? On the blog, www.fibertown.blogspot.com. I post the video there as well. There is a donate button. And I used to post show notes there, and sometimes I do post links. How is everyone doing today? Let's see. That's great. I hope you're doing well. This is the third time I've started talking to my computer because just things aren't coming out correctly today, and they probably will continue that way. But I know you all are kind of used to that with me, so on we go. I want to say hello to one person from the introductions thread in the Fibertown Rav group on Ravelry. Duh, that was redundant. Lady Redundant Woman today. So that's KY Spinner, and she's Michelle from Central Kentucky. I'm just laughing at myself. She is a fiberholic, and she knits, spins, and weaves. Excellent, and she's just discovered podcasts, so fabulous. It's a whole world of free entertainment out there. Entertainment and inspiration. And community. So welcome, Michelle. Thank you for saying hello. Okay, we have a Falal winner. And do you know who it is? It was number 245. That's Nabiscuit. This is the first spinner that I have been aware of that has won a Falal prize. So, you're the lucky winner of this amazing loop bump. I know. This was from a Fiber Fairy Godmother. This is called Earth Spectrum. It's a 6.1 ounce bump. It's gorgeous. I'm reading right now. It has nylon, merino, and Angelina. Nabiscuit, you're going to love this. So get in touch with me and I will send it to you. So thank you, Fiber Fairy Godmothers everywhere, for making these things possible. I have the Falal, just FYI. The Falal is the Fibertown Along Knitalong, and it's essentially an FO thread where you can post anything you finish, but if you post a Fibertown design object from one of my patterns, then you enter that FO twice. Now, chatter is also eligible, so really I'm calling it the Falal, but everyone gets pretty equal choices, no matter what pattern they knit. And a lot of people have been winning from chatter, so that is encouraged. I have a mea culpa before we do the rest of the show, and I have FOs, whips, spinning, sewing, weaving, and acquisitions. And the mea culpa is about a podcaster, and I'm sure once I explain this, you'll see why I made the mistake. But I talked about her. She's a really amazing podcaster. She has the Wool N Spinning, so Wool, then an N, Spinning podcast. And I think I called her, her name is Rachel Smith. That's what I got wrong. Because her Rav name is Welford Pearls, and I confused her somehow with the designer Emma Welford. You know, Welford Pearls, Emma Welford. I just assumed. And that name was in my head. So, Rachel Smith. She is a really amazing spinner. She's done a couple of really great tutorials on her podcast. And there are a lot of really good tutorials coming out of podcasts lately. And I'm really excited because I know I've been asked for tutorials in the past, and I don't think I do a good job at them. So they're not going to happen for me. So I'm really glad to see like Andre Sunit's doing them, Rachel Smith and the Woolen Spinning podcast, Woolen Vine has been doing some, and I know I'm missing some others, but pretty cool. All right, so FOs today. Finished my rainbow mitts. They have already arrived in Oregon, along with everything else that I sent to my friends there. A most knitworthy family. So I don't have those to show you, but they're on my Rav page, Chain of Fools. And I have one more that is going to be sent out. Let me just find it. Where'd I put it? I'm surrounded by knitted, oh, it's right back here. Surrounded by knitted goodness. This is the baby vertebrae. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, so cute. So this is for a preemie and little boy. I'll be sending this to San Francisco shortly, and it's just precious. I will definitely make this pattern again. I didn't even use, maybe used a little over half of a 50-gram ball. It was Lana Cervinia in the Forever base. It's an Italian yarn, and it was delightful. Very wee and sweet. And FYI, I'm a little ashamed to admit this. This fits on my dog. I washed it after she wore it, okay? But she was freshly washed too. So, yes, if your dog just needs a coat on the back, this is perfect. She was like, what? Of course, it was a little tight on her, but she's a wee thing too, so. I may or may not have bought some Felici to make her own puppy vertebrae. We'll see. Let's see what else. Oh, I sewed a bag. And I have that to show you here. Oh. I sewed this out of some fabrics that I acquired in Sisters, Oregon this summer. So more Oregon at the Stitch and Post. Kind of in love with it. It's got boxed corners. Look at that, look. I'm sorry, but you have to look. I matched the seams. Look at that, the seams match. Can you even see? It's pretty awesome. There you go. The seams match along the sides, that side. Top stitching is not crazy. The zipper looks good. Look at that. Look at that. I think I finally figured this thing out. And I put a little wristband, and I have a tab as well, and a gorgeous orange zipper. This is Robert Kaufman fabric on the outside. I wanted to put a coordinating fabric on the inside, but I just put white muslin because I didn't have enough. It's really big too. I could actually see myself making and selling bags after I finally figured out the best way for me to do this. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but you know, it's a fun excuse to buy lots of fun fabrics and play with them and then send them out into the world. So I won't lie, it's run through my head a few times, but I don't know. There are lots of great bag makers out there already, and I do like to buy from them too. So we'll talk more about this bag and acquisitions. Rainbow mitts, baby vertebrae sewn bag. Okay, works in progress. I have my rainbow socks here from White Birch Fiber Arts. Oh, the baby vertebrae I knit on US 3s. I don't know the millimeter size, sorry. So, the White Birch rainbow socks. I'm on the second one. I always do something like a strange mess up on the second sock. These are being knit on my Carbons US 1.5, 2.5 millimeters. Again, I had to pull out some extra clouds and sky yarn to make this heel area nice, so that I wasn't starting another rainbow like right there. That's okay, I have plenty left, and I have to do, here's the match. I have to do one more rainbow stripe. Wait, is that right? There's that rainbow. Yep, I'm about to start the last rainbow stripe before the toe. These are for my mom. Oh, I hope she doesn't watch this. These are for my mom's birthday. I don't think she does. Once in a while, she'll be like, oh, I watched your podcast. So Hope this isn't one of those. I hope she likes them. I hope they fit well. They're fun to knit. The second one, as I was saying, I always do something stupid for the second one. And at this time, here's what I did. I knit the heel flap, and then I started picking up for the gusset, and then I knit around, and then I was like, I never turned the heel. So I just turned the heel when I got back around. So the fit may be a tiny bit different from the other one, but like by one row. And then, of course, since I had turned the heel, I had made a few extra stitches along the gussets. So I just picked up and decreased rapidly. Now, what I've been doing with both of these socks is sort of a double gusset, but like one on the top in the traditional area and one on the bottom. And so I pick up maybe 5 extra stitches along each gusset side. Normally I do a 64 stitch sock, so I pick up 15 gusset stitches on either side, and then I decrease down to, I do my riverbed gusset, decreasing down to 2 stitches right here. So that I have those 2 stitches plus the 15 on either side, so that's 32, plus the other 32 for the front, for the, what's the word? It's the opposite of the sole of the foot. Can't think of it. Anyway, so I end up with 64 stitches again. So what I've been doing is picking up maybe 20 stitches on every gusset, and then I do some decreases here and there, as well as the bottom of the foot riverbed gusset. Why not? It's my sock. So that's what has been weird about these socks. I'm putting them back in one of my Holland Handmaids bags. And those will be done in a day or two. So, what is next? Well, my Nanook sweater is back out, although I have not knit a stitch on it. My doodler is back out. I have knit maybe 5 or 6 rows on it. Looks just the same. I'm not going to take it apart because it's in the middle of the short rows and I won't be able to hold it nicely for you anyway. So I'll show you my scrap blanket. Now I have picked this back up, having finished all of my obligation knitting. 2 thumbs up. It was fun to see the recipients get their stuff and enjoy it. I definitely have no regrets. Very glad that I was able to do that. Okay, so I have one square. There it is. This was from my friend Whimsical Meerkat. It is a gourmet stash sock. Bourbon barrel cake, I think. And I've got my Sucre Miniatures Lollipop stitch marker, which never fails to get comments on Instagram. People love this lollipop. So, speaking of handspun and gourmet stash, although that was not, this is my Alber's Cowl out of handspun. And you know what's really convenient about the Alber's Cowl is that you can hold cookies in it. Ooh. You can hold cookies in your Alber's Cowl. Cookies are delicious. Let's just see if we get a visitor, shall we? Okay, so she's just over there in her bed. Right there. I have spinning to talk to you guys about. So I have finished a couple of things, and one of them's on the floor. I'll show you this in a sec. I finished my Santa Cruz. It's still full of neps, despite my best efforts. So, it's Wednesday, Sarah from the Fiber Trek podcast. When I said, give me some, I want some Santa Cruz too, she sent me some. It was washed, but not processed. And I've talked about Santa Cruz before. It's a critically endangered breed, very few animals around. So they are working on survival, not optimal fleece production, basically. But This is spindle spun. I showed you the spindle last week. It is a 3-ply, traditional 3-ply. There we go. It's got lots of bits and pieces, but just take a gander at that elasticity. It's insane. Incredibly variable staple length, full of sunburned and broken tips that have made the neps. This will also go into my blanket. It's still quite greasy, and it's a really interesting color. I think these sheep were originally brought to California by Spanish settlers. I believe that's the story. I'll have to double check in the Fleece and Fiber source book, which is one of my standard coffee table books. So there's that. Now, I also finished this skein, which has somehow become unskeined. This is yogurt, combed. It's a 3-ply, combed and then spun semi-woolen. So like a pretty supported long draw. The prep is amazing, if I do say so myself. So a 3-ply, right? The wraps per inch are somewhere in the neighborhood of 30 to 35, which is way smaller than I want. This is 3 ounces, 200 yards. That's the thickest bit that I have, that I can see on this skein. So I think I need to go up in plies or spin the next bit differently. So I think I'm going to use this as a swatch and see how I like it. But so far I'm not really thrilled. I also want to see what the fabric is like. It's hard to tell just from the yarn what the fabric will be like when it's knit and washed. Right now it's not doing anything for me, but I know better. I know now that you really can't get a good picture until you knit and wash. And this shadow right there is really bugging me. Okay. I'm so vain. So I have a few things on spindles right now. I have very few locks of an adult Gotland that I spun on my Golding Tsunami. This is a tiny spindle. I would love a bigger Golding, but I really would only buy at festivals, I think, and they're not coming to festivals anymore. Come on, Golding, come to festivals. One of the few drop spindles that I really do enjoy. So yeah, this is Gotland. This was from a fleece that Sam, lady I met at Rhinebeck, was part of our entourage, our wooltourage at Rhinebeck. We were all each other's wooltourage. She gave me a few locks of her Gotland that she purchased. I washed them along with the Cormo that I got there, and all of the Cormo is washed now, and it was the Best in Show fleece, and it was coated, and there was barely any dirt in the wash water. I needed one wash, basically. Crazy. So, yeah. Don't know how I will apply this. Maybe I'll leave it as a single, and then I'll just knit it into the blanket. That might be interesting, because there's just not a lot of it. And then I've also, I don't know if I showed this, probably, Tunis on my Jamie Fraser spindle from Spanish Peacock. This is Tunis from the Ross Farm. Heritage breed, heritage rare breed, blah, blah, blah. It's a nice yarn, nice fiber. And I'm enjoying spinning that. It's really easy to spin. Yeah, that is it for spinning. I do have a new weave going, and this is the weft. I'm just laughing to myself about my warping experience. This is the weft. It is a Manos silk wool. It's 70 wool, 30 silk. Very pretty. It doesn't have a colorway name. That's it. This was from my Fiber Fairy Godmother a while back. And I can't believe no one has come for this cookie, because I have cookies here. So I decided to warp my Cricut, my 15-inch Cricut rigid heddle, with a very bouncy workhorse sock yarn. I don't even remember what the brand was, but dealing with the ends was a nightmare. They would curl up on each other because it was a high twist, high energy yarn, which is desirable in a sock yarn, but not a warp yarn. I managed to do it, but I think I had more loom waste than I would have had it been just a more manageable yarn, one with maybe more drape and less energy. Yeah, like the ends were popping up on each other and making into little knots, turning into little knots, and just keeping the warp under tension and dealing with those ends was crazy. And the ends, like, I don't know, it was like 18 inches of them going nuts. So yeah, that was a learning experience. So I've been putting on audiobooks. I joined Audible for just a free trial, and I've been listening to some audiobooks there. And that's a great thing for weaving and knitting and spinning. I really prefer to read the printed page, though. I really do. I feel like I miss a lot, which is strange, but I need to see the words. So, especially when there are some foreign words in the things that are being read to me, I really want to see those. Okay, so now we are down to acquisitions. Well, let me see if I can get this doggy. Alice, don't you want a cookie? Look, I have cookies. Yeah. Come on, there's my honey. Little num-nums. Come here. Come here. Up. Come here. Come here, sweet thing. Oh, I gotcha. Oh, I gotcha. Who likes cookies? You're too tired to speak, though, aren't you? You want to try? Speak. 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 Good girl. I just love her. I just do. She looks cute in the baby vertebrae. She's going to get her own. Aren't you, darling? So, oh, look. Wait. What's in my Albert's cowl? We're nutty around here. Oh, all right. It's down there. You go get it. There, I just had to give you guys a little Alice. Alrighty. So, something came in the mail that I ordered a while back. I think this needed to be dyed. This is Nomadic Yarns. I've never tried it. This is her trusty sock. Very generous yardage. Oh, I think they're missing a 5% in that makeup. It's merino nylon. This is the Rhinebeck Sweater Weather colorway. Really not accurate. This brown is like a plummy brown. And then a greeny gold. A scarlet. This gorgeous blue. And an autumnal orange. It's really not showing up correctly at all. Huh. But I love this. I've seen it knit up. I love it. So it is mine now. So I got a package unexpectedly from a friend. And she sent me tons of handspun. This is Christina from Ply Curious. She has her own shop where she sells handspun. I think it's on Etsy. Ply Curious. So I'm just going to give you a quick look. She wrote down what all these are, and she's made me do a guessing game. I think I've nailed it pretty much. So there's Hobbledehoy, there's Gourmet Stash, there's, this one's fun. What else is there? Shetland and Cheviot Dorset. There's Nunoko. This is a pigeon roof. This is a commercial. Ooh, this one's funny. I recognize the Poonies in Space. That's the blue. Some more gorgeous handspun. Yeah, she does amazing handspun. You guys should take a look at her shop if you're ever in the market for handspun. Look at that. I love this one. Oh. These will go in my blanket. What else do we have? Look at this pink. It's got some sparkle. Oh, this one is gorgeous. Gorgeous. That's Mad Tosh Firewood. And then these last three, really beautiful handspuns. So these will go in the blanket stash. Thank you, Christina. That was a lovely surprise yesterday. Are you coming back up? Come on. What else might I have in here? You never know. So, a little crinkling. My husband saw the bag I made, this one, and he thought it was the perfect size for his laptop and things that he might have to take between classes. So, any excuse to go to Joann's. I went there today and picked out some fabrics to make one for him for Christmas. Stay there. Watch your foot. Watch your foot. Okay. Hang on. Alex has to investigate the cowl. This is entertaining. All gone. All gone. All gone, baby. I swear it's all gone. This is good for holding your dog's head. Just gonna wait for her to finish. I apologize. Are we done yet? Yeah. All right. Doop. So I bought some interfacing. Okay, these are for his bag. This is a beautiful, very sturdy weave for the bottom. The bottom to be nice and sturdy. And then I have these for the top. And I have this gorgeous stuff for the interior. And a very nice big handbag zipper to top it all off. So I'm excited to make that for him. And hopefully match the seams again and all that good stuff. So we are almost done. I can't wait to see what you guys put in the Cowl thread again this week. There will be another winner next week. Prize will be yarn, most likely. I do have a prize stash, so I will pull from there. No events coming up, no yarny events. It's the quiet time of the year, yarny-wise. I was thinking about doing an Advent square a day for my blanket. I might have my family pull like 24 minis from my stash and try to do one a day, since I don't have a lot of obligation knitting at this point. I do have a friend whose birthday is right after Christmas, and she's turning 40 and she wants a pair of socks. So that's all I can think of. That'll be my December socks. I haven't finished my November ones, but it's all right. They'll be done in a few days, and then I'll need to cast on another pair. So I think I'm going to be using like a German workhorse yarn for the 40th birthday socks. All right. Are you convinced now that there are no more? Or do you still smell residue? It's fat squirrel season. And I don't just mean Amy Beth, although she is always in season. No, it's fat squirrel. Meaning they're all plumped up for the winter, and they have been coming up to our patio door and like peeking in. She's going berserk. You hate it when those fat squirrels come to the door, don't you? Do you think you should go check right now? Just go stand on top of me. Hey. You You think you should go check for squirrels? Better go. The squirrel could be out there mocking you. Where's the squirrel? Get the squirrel. You better get the squirrel. Yeah, go get it. She's not convinced. She still thinks I have cookies. We said all of your trigger words except for the W one. All right, my friends. Have a great week and take care. Bye-bye.